How's it going? Dave from Comic Book Investments. So this is going to be a list of comic books that have been dropping like crazy. A ton. One of the books on here has dropped by over 75% in the last few months alone. So pretty crazy list here. So let's take a look at all these books that continue to drop. All right, first up we got is Wolverine #1. You look at the top graph up here, you can see how it's this going along and then had a huge spike, which is very typical of the around like spring, early summer. We got a huge bump for comic books, but some have continued to go up, others have gone down. Wolverine is one of them. It's gone down. Wolverine #1. This is not the limited series, this is the ongoing series. A 9.8, it peaked in June for $1,020. It currently sells for, most recent sale is $500. That is down 51%. A 9.6 peaked in May for $450. Now it's selling for $240. It's minus 47%. And then a 9.4 in September peaked $273 and is now currently selling $176, down 36%. Just massive drop-offs for this book. But here's the thing. A lot of people say like, oh, massive drop-off, now is a good time to buy. That could be true. And I am very bullish on Wolverines. I have a whole bunch of, Hulk 181s and stuff like that. Eventually this book is going to pop up again. So I still think this could drop a little more, but it's getting to the point where it's probably a good time to pick it up. All right, next we got is Marvel Superhero Secret Wars #1. And this peaked in July in a 9.8 for $960 and now currently sells for $475. That's down 51%. And in 9.6 peaked in April for $322 and now sells for $166. That's down 48%. A 9.4 sold in April for $230, now sells for $130. That's down 43%. And as you know, these are going from their highest highs and now to what they currently sell for. But if you also look at the graphs, and I wouldn't ever put a comic here that's trending upwards, right? So these are all comics that are not only not like way below their peak, but they continue to go down. And so if we follow these books, which at the end of this, I'll show you a book that we kind of continue to follow, and you can see that it continues to drop month over month over month. So these are all books that are continuing to drop month over month. All right, next we got up DC Comics Presents 47. This is the first appearance of He-Man in the comic book DC world. A 9.8 peaked for $5,175 back in May. Wow. And then now currently sells for $1,740. That's down 66%. A 9.6 peaked in July for $2,400. Now sells for $810. And that's down 66%. And a 9.4 in July also peaked at $810, is now selling for $435. That's down 46%. This has to do with the hype of the TV show that was coming out, the new cartoon that's on Netflix, and now it's just, I don't know. I don't think it did very well. There's a lot of it didn't, a lot of people seem to not like it very much. And so that's why it's kind of going down because of that. Next we got up, which is not our #1 drop, which I was kind of surprised. Like I said, I was surprised by the #1 drop, is Eternals #3. Now, we all know that the Eternals movie came out, kind of was a mixed bag. Some people liked it, a lot of people didn't like it. I didn't really even hear anyone say they loved it, like, oh, this is the best MCU movie of all time. It's kind of at best middle of the road to worst a terrible movie. And if you see my review, I didn't like it so much. Anyways, so Eternals #3, a 9.8, back in June, sold for $1,500, now sells for $550. That's down 63%. A 9.6 back in May, sold for $575, now sells for $180. That is down 69%. And a 9.4 sold in May for $340. It currently sells for $100. That's down 71%. Yeah, this book continues to drop off because I don't think there's much future for the Eternals in the MCU. So a lot of people are kind of jumping ship. This book wasn't really worth much to begin with. So it'll be higher than it was to begin with, but maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But it's going to drop quite a bit. All right, number one drop that we have. Before I continue, if you haven't subscribed already, please think about subscribing. It really helps out this channel. I have a goal of 10,000 subs by my year anniversary, which is February 1st. I don't know if I'm gonna make that, but we'll see. All right, number one drop is Sweet Tooth number one. A 9/8 sold for slightly under $1,000 in June, now sells for $450. A 9/6 sold for $550, and one just sold. These are actual sales. Like, this is real sales data. Sold for $130. That is down 76%. Wow. Now, this probably dropped a lot because the first season of Sweet Tooth wasn't received very well. They are making a second season. I watched a couple episodes. It was all right. I didn't really keep my interest too much. So that's probably why. But there is a second season. So this book will probably get a little more hyped up when the season starts coming closer. A 9/4 sold for $289 in April, and most recent sale was $273. That's down 6%. Obviously, that person who bought that one 9/6 for $130 got a really good deal. And it happens, you know, this kind of stuff happens. So that is our number one drop. At the end of this, I like to give like a little update of like previous ones that I've shown that have dropped and kind of like see where they are. Like, I think I did this one a couple of months ago. Let's see how much it's continued to drop. All right, Eternals number one. This is an update. In October, now these are average sales. So when you take the whole month of October, you average the sale price, and now I'm comparing to the average sale price in November to show you how much it's continued to drop. A 9/8 average sale price sold for $24.87. Now that 9/8 average sale price for November, because November is pretty much over, so we got a lot of data. It sells for $18.27. In 1 month alone, it's dropped by 27%. Wow. A 9/6 average sale price for October was $633. Now it's $385. That's down almost 40%. Almost 40% in 1 month. That is insane. All right. A 9/4. It is average $354 in October. Now $277, down 22%. Again, it just got hit hard because the movie kind of didn't do what people were hoping, and a lot of people just kind of lost interest in this book. I don't recommend picking up this book at all, especially now. If you want to pick up this book and you want it for your collection or you like the Eternals, that's great. I would wait. Wait. Like I said, this, you know, a 9/6 dropped by 40%. Average, not peaks and lows, not that, but average price dropped by 40% in 1 month. It's going to continue to drop and drop and drop and drop. Wait to buy it. That's all I got to say. I hope you like this list. Have a great rest of the weekend.